Welcome to Victory Rogue. Each week I will draft a temporary team of Pokemon to try to climb the Pokemon Champion singles ladder. How far will I get? Tune in every Monday to find out. Sup Nerds, Free 99 here, back with a brand new season. And not only that, the rosters have changed this time around. They didn't remove any Pokemon as far as I can tell. All they did was add a bunch of new Megas, so like Raichu now has both of its X and Y Mega forms. In the game, Staraptor has its Mega form, Fallinx has its Mega form. Spoilers if you didn't know that already. So let's talk about what we drafted this time around. First off, our bench warmer here is going to be the Hippowdon. I took this a little too fast. I saw Stealth Rocks, and what I thought the ability was Sandstream was actually Sand Force, so that's a bit of a blunder on my end. Unfortunately, we can't really use it. Because of Stealth Rocks, you would want to activate that right away, which means getting a Pokemon with Sandstream out first and then switching to a Hippowdon after your opponent has already done a bunch of switching will kind of make Stealth Rocks useless. You basically want Stealth Rocks out as soon as possible, so when your opponent does a bunch of switching throughout the game, the Stealth Rocks will be able to do all the damage that it can. So yeah, Hippowdon with Sand Force and Stealth Rocks is going to be benched for this time around. In terms of our actual team, we've got Tinkaton here. They're holding one of the brand new items that they've added into the game. It wasn't just Pokemon to shake up the meta, it was held items as well. Expert Belt is in the game, which means if we attack the opponent with a super effective move, i.e. Gigaton Hammer hitting a Fairy type, Stone Edge hitting a Flying type, Thief hitting a Psychic type, or Bulldoze hitting a Steel type, as an example, then Expert Belt will deal 20% more damage will increase our damage by 20%. It's got max attack and max speed in terms of EV investments, and then it's got increased attack, negative defense nature, not entirely sure what that is. So we are doing as much DPS as we can with Tinkaton, even more so with the Expert Belt. Honestly, I would have loved them to put Assault Vest in here instead. Pairing that up with the 127 special defense on Tinkaton would have made it a really good special wall that hits like a truck. But unfortunately, that's not what we have. Pickpocket is a little bit of a pointless ability. You would basically want that on a Pokemon that's holding a berry or some sort of usable item. The way Pickpocket works, if our opponent hits us with a contact move, so something like Bullet Punch, and we don't have an item, we will actually steal their item. So it's not out of the realm of the possible for us to lose Expert Belt because our opponent may use something like Knockoff against us, but it will probably not come up. Medicham is one of our two Megas this time around. It's got Telepathy, which is pointless in 1v1s, but when it does Mega, I believe it does get huge power. Its nature is Adamant. That's why we have increased attack, decreased special attack, max attack, and max special defense in terms of effort values, and then a little bit in defense. So huge power doubles our physical attack, which means the 123 becomes 246, which is really, really nice. It's really, really good as a physical attack DPS. Close Combat will be our best attacking move. It is Stab since we are fighting Psychic, plus it has 120 base power. Unfortunately, it does decrease our defense and special defense, so we're going to have to worry about that. Fake Out is a really good first turn move. During the turn that Medicham comes out, and every single time it comes out, we can use Fake Out. It has +4 priority, I believe. It's guaranteed to go first, plus it'll guarantee to make our opponent flinch. So we can get some really cheap damage out of Fake Out. Reversal is there. The less health we have, the more damage it will do. But it's not like we have a Focus Sash or anything to guarantee us at 1 HP. I mean, it's there. When we get into red health, maybe it might do more damage than Close Combat. Or let's say if we for whatever reason, fight a Gengar that was able to disable close combat, we still have reversal to fall back on. It just won't be as much DPS. Bullet Punch is there. It has +1 priority, which is very nice for us. If close combat isn't able to knock out our opponent, 100 speed isn't all that much. As you can see, like Thinkaton has 146, and some of our other Pokemon have faster speed than that. So we might not be outspeeding every single Pokemon that we come across. Bullet Punch ensures that we can get that kill if our opponent is faster than us and they're in like red health. Mamoswine is here. As you can see, it has Stealth Rocks, which means it's more oftentimes than not gonna be our lead Pokemon. It's got Ice Shard, Earthquake, and Icicle Crash for stab moves. Earthquake is really good. 100 base power, 100% accuracy, no drawbacks. Ice Shard has +1 priority, so with our slow 102 speed, although it's not really that slow because, like I said, Medicham is at 100. This Mamoswine actually outspeeds it. But either way, 100-ish speed isn't going to be all that fast. So Ice Shard is there to ensure we get the kill. Icicle Crash is our ice type stab move. And then Thick Fat. So Mamoswine being ice ground, it is weak to steel, it is weak to rock, it is weak to fire, grass, water, and I may be missing fighting. So it's got 6 weaknesses at the very least. Thick Fat makes it so we have +1 resistance in fire and ice. So instead of being neutral against ice, because ice resists ice and ground is weak to ice, it becomes neutral. Thick Fat gives us that +1 resistance to ice. And then because ground is neutral against fire and ice is weak to fire, Thick Fat with that 1 resistance to fire means we're actually neutral to fire now. So we get 1 more resistance and 1 weakness becomes neutral. So it kind of helps defensively in that regards. But because they have quite a bit of weaknesses and their defenses aren't that great, we're putting the Focus Sash on Mamoswine to ensure we at least get the Stealth Rock out. Gardevoir is our other Mega. I picked this up because I saw Destiny Bond plus the 145 speed. The nature is negative attack, increased speed, which I believe is timid. Max EVs in special attack and speed, so it is as fast as they get. We're basically planning on doing the same thing that we did with Frostlass. Moonblast is going to be our best and only stab move. Thunderbolt is there for some nice coverage. Destiny Bond, just like last time, if we think the opponent is going to OTK us and we outspeed them, we can proc that, and then our opponent can take us out. And then we take them out as well with Destiny Bond. Light Screen is there, again, in the off chance, let's say maybe we're facing off against a fighting type. A special fighting type, if that even exists. We can put up Light Screen and become just a little bit bulkier in special defense-wise. Telepathy, again, is another worthless move, or worthless ability, since we are not playing doubles. What Telepathy does is it makes our other Pokemon not hit us if they're using an AoE attack. So if you've ever played doubles in Pokemon, Earthquake will hit every single Pokemon that's on the field, except for the attacker. So it'll hit both of our opponents and whatever our second Pokemon is. Telepathy makes it so we dodge the Earthquake. That's the exact same thing that Medicham has. Kind of pointless, but when they Mega Evolve, we do get a different ability, which will be Synchronized. I believe it's it. No, is it Synchronized? It's the ability that lets us copy our opponent's ability. The Mega Meowstic had the exact same ability a few episodes ago. So we could pick up something useful like Speed Boost or I don't know. Speed Boost is the only one coming to mind right now. Musharna is here. It's got Trick Room. I was hesitant to pick this up, but then I remembered that Medicham isn't really all that fast. So there is a world where we pair up Musharna with Medicham, and because it's 100 speed, it's basically a toss-up on whether or not we will move first with Medicham or not. We can guarantee them moving first if we activate Trick Room against something we know that is super fast, like Espathra or Greninja, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's going to be a 50-50. The other moves that it has is Moonblast. This is going to be our best stab attack since we are... No, it's pure Psychic. For some reason, I thought it was pure Fairy. It's pure Psychic, so Psychic will be our best stab attack. And then Moonblast, we are weak to Dark types, both defensively and offensively, since Dark types are immune to Psychic attacks. So Moonblast, having that as a move to counter Dark types is really nice. I don't think we're gonna activate Psychic Terrain. Terrain extenders aren't a thing in this game, at least as of yet, and we don't really have abilities and attacks to pair with it. Forewarn is there. It will tell us the highest base power move that the enemy has on the turn we switch out Musharna. So it will give us some sort of insight as to what our opponent is using. For the most part, it's kind of useless, but it can come in handy. Max defense, max special attack in terms of EVs. Negative speed, increased special attack in terms of nature. So it says special attack heavy as we can get it to. It's holding the Citrus Berry, 137 defense and 117 special defense with almost 200 HP. Means that it's not really going to get knocked out all that often. So I feel confident it living an attack and getting a Citrus Berry to proc and heal some health. Palafin is here. Palafin is here. It is a sort of mega, but not really. So if you don't know how Zero to Hero works, the first time that Palafin comes out, it is this frail dolphin form. When you recall it, the next time that it comes out, it will be in its hero form, and it'll get a spike in attack and speed, which is very nice in terms of DPS. It's already got max attack and max speed in terms of EV investments, and then it's got Adamant Nature, which is negative special attack and increased physical attack. So it's dealing the most damage. It's going to be super speedy. Flip Turn is a very nice water attack. It's like U-turn, but water. So the turn we activate that, we will be switching out Palafin and putting in something like a Mamoswine to come in. And then whatever our opponent does will deal damage to us. Maybe we live with the Focus Sash, and then hopefully we will outspeed and put out the Stealth Rocks or something. And then Jet Punch is like Quick Attack, but water, right? It has +1 priority. Plus it's a stab move since we are pure water. Wave Crash is going to be our actual DPS in terms of like actual stab move. It's got pretty high base power, and it is water type. And then Ice Punch is there in case we're facing something like a grass type. We can at least Ice Punch to deal some damage to something that may resist our stab water attacks. It's holding the Life Orb, which means we give up like 1/16 of our health, our HP, as a trade for 30% more damage with every single attack. So Jet Punch hits a little harder, Wave Crash hits a little harder. Flip Turn and Ice Punch will also hit just a little bit harder. And that's the team. We don't really have much of a synergistic thing going on here. It's another good stuff pile. But like I said in the beginning, we have a brand new meta waiting for us, and we are back to Pokeball because this is like the first episode. So let's go check out how much damage we can do in Pokeball tier. So here is how we finished last time. There is our final team. I love that team. The Frostlass with the Blizzard and the Snowscape and the Destiny Bond was such a killer combo. Great Ball tier rank 1, same as how we beat or how we ended season M-1. Let's go ahead and hit next. We get a bit of VP, which is very nice. I had to buy quite a bit of held items because they added them into the game. So let's go check out the ranked battles for this time around. Hopefully this won't take too long in matchmaking. I believe the mobile version is out as well. So there's a new batch of people who don't have the Switch version of the game just playing on mobile. Good luck, have fun, Toto. This is a very scary team. Okay, so the season really just like started all over again. So a lot of the good players are going to be in the bottom tier with us, which is a little bit annoying to deal with. They have a couple of dragon types and a grass type, as well as a water type. So I'm hesitant to use Palafin. Water does not hit well against those. And then like a steel type, I believe also resists water, and then an electric type just murders us. So it's definitely not a Palafin play. I think we still do Mamoswine though. Ice against dragons are very good. Plus we can get the stealth rocks out. Our Mega, I want to say, is Gardevoir again because of the dragon types. I feel like this is a good Mega to go to. And then as for our random, Pinkaton is Fairy. Again, we're assuming they're going to be using quite a few dragon types against us. They might not be using any at all. Maybe Musharna isn't bad. We can do a Trick Room in case they have their speedy guys out. Like, Raichu's pretty speedy. Dragonite can be very fast, and the Mousecurata is also pretty fast. So having a Trick Room up might not be such a bad idea. Good luck, have fun, Toto. They're starting with the Aegislash, which is actually very good for us. Ground type against Steel is a very good matchup. We are going to start with the Stealth Rocks. We need to have this out in order to use it at its highest potential. They go for the King's Shield, which is very good for us. You cannot block Stealth Rocks. I guess they thought that we were going to go straight up with the Earthquake and maybe stall a turn. But there's the Stealth Rocks out. They could try King's Shield again, but it's like a 50-50 chance on whether or not it'll trigger. Unfortunately for them, we are ground type, so there's quite a bit of damage on their side. I know that they can learn some... Okay, there goes the Iron Head. They were going to go for the steel type attack, but I know that they can also learn like fighting type moves, like Sacred Sword. They're getting leftovers here, which is very unfortunate. I think we go for the Ice Shards, even though it's not very effective, because they can also run Shadow Sneak. We go for the Ice Shard. They didn't try to block it. 2% health! If it weren't for that gosh forsaken leftovers healing, they would have died. That sucks. Okay, well, Mamoswine's gone, but they're at very low health here. We could either go for the Musharna, but Aegislash is pretty slow. I think Gardevoir is going to be the play here. We know we outspeed them. They're probably going to go for the Shadow Sneak. I think we go for the Thunderbolt. I don't think they're going to go for the King's Shield. No, they are going to go for the King's Shield. Why? You get a bit more, like, healing, sure. But Thunderbolt is still going to kill you, even with, like, what, 10% health? At most, what they're going to... 14% health. At most, what they're going to get is, like... Yeah, they don't really get anything. They're going to go for the Shadow Sneak. Yeah, sure. There's the damage onto us. We're at 31% health, which sucks. But we do take them out. I didn't want a Mega just because we don't copy Stance Change. Like, that is an Aegislash only move. It only works with Aegislash. I would rather copy something else, depending on what our opponent has. Maybe their Garchomp has rough skin. We can take that from them. Meowscarada. Okay, sure. Maybe it has protein, so that's going to be cool to take. I'm just hoping we outspeed and hit him with a Moonblast. If we outspeed, we take protein, we use Moonblast, we go pure Fairy, and then maybe we live whatever dark type they're attacking us with. That could be something. No! It was protein, but they do attack first, so we don't get to steal it. That sucks. We could have taken their protein. Well, they go back, which is good for us. Because they're switching out, we do get a bit more damage in terms of Stealth Rocks. Musharna comes out. They're probably gonna go right into what's that dragon type move? Outrage? I missed that. I was talking. But we're gonna go for the Trick Room. We were definitely always going to go for the Trick Room. They get the Swords Dance out, which is not good for them. They outspeed us. And that was your only turn to go first. So unless you have very good special defense, this Moonblast is gonna hurt. Here it comes. Please tell me it's an OTK. No, that is very unfortunate. We might not live this outrage because they got the sword stance out. 11% health. Do they have any sort of quick attack move? I don't think so. We go for the Moonblast again. They should take them out. Their Meowscarada comes out. They take a bit of Stealth Rocks damage. And then hopefully Moonblast is enough to take them out. We know Meowscarada is fast. It outsped our Gardevoir. It could be choiced for all we know. So it's not going to be Pro-teamed. We definitely know it's not going to be Pro-teamed. Here comes the Moonblast. It's not... What I mean by that is it's not going to change its typing. Because we get to attack first. It's not going to change its Dark Grass into anything else. So this will be stat... Well, it's not stat, but it will be super effective. They go down! Get wrecked, Meowscarada! GG's Toto. That was a pretty touch and go there. I'm glad we have... Even if we're not running a Trick Room team, it's still good to have something that messes with speed. Because most players will just invest in the fastest Pokemon in the game. And then that's where, like, the Trick Room comes in. And it just flips everything around. Here comes our next battle. Like I said, the sweatiest players also get reverted back to Pokeball tier. So we might run into quite a few of them. I was hoping, because we're recording this like 2 or 3 days after the season actually began, quite a few of them have already climbed the ladder, but that may not be the case. We do get a performance bonus as well, so that's very nice. Good luck, have fun, Mass. So we can get ourselves into Great Ball tier super fast thanks to that performance bonus. Again, a very, very... Ooh, 2 ice types. That's gonna be 3 ice types. Wait, yeah. That's crazy. We have our own ice type. Maybe we go Medicham in the hopes that they go all in ice. We go like Mamoswine to set up Stealth Rocks. We go Musharna for the Trick Room. In case it is a Greninja, like a Mega Greninja, we could do the same thing we did last time. Set up the Trick Room, go first, take out their Greninja because it is a Dark type and we have a Fairy move. And then if it is just 3 ice types, maybe Medicham can take him out. Although we have learned firsthand that Frostlass is very fast. Maybe the Musharna can keep the speed going, or the Trick Room going, so we get the speed advantage. The other thing we could do is put in the Tinkaton. Gigaton Hammer is really good against ice types. But I have faith in Musharna. I have faith in Musharna. I don't think we need the Tinkaton in here. The other problem is, like, they know we have a fighting type, they know we have a steel type. So if we banked on countering the ice types, then the Incineroar would have just melted us. There's the Vanilluxe. Okay, okay. So we resist ice thanks to Thick Fat. There's this no warning. So I believe we get special defense physical defense increase. So we're gonna go for the Stealth Rocks. They can't OTK us. We are faster than them, which is very nice. 102 speed. They're not Choice Scarfed, I guess. Here comes the Blizzard. Please don't be frozen. We tank that like a boss. Here comes the Earthquake. We know we're gonna go first, so we're gonna hit them. We do a little bit more damage than they do. So we take that Blizzard. I think we go down next turn. There's no point of Ice Sharding because we know we outspeed them. So here comes the Earthquake. 6% health remaining. There goes the Blizzard. It would be great if we live this, but we don't. We know they're going to be Blizzarding a few more turns. So what if we create the Trick Room? Their held item might have been the Focus Sash. Was that Explosion? I kind of skimmed that message. I think it knows explosion. So we're gonna trick room here. They're probably gonna explode to try to kill us. Yeah, there's the explosion. Is it enough? They're a special attacker, so it wouldn't be that much damage? Okay. So they go down. That means we get trick room up. That's good for us. Whatever they bring out, I'm hoping is super fast. Snowscape is still up, which is cool. There's a Glaceon. Okay. Maybe they have another Blizzard with that. This is why we set up that Stealth Rocks. 25% health gone just from switching in. It's crazy. There goes the Psychic. They're down to 27% health. We did lower their special defense, which is great. Shadow Ball comes in. We tank it maybe? Because it's not... Ah, that's unfortunate. Maybe if we were at 50% health, we might have had a chance to tank the Shadow Ball, because then Citrus Berry would have procced. Our Citrus Berry didn't even proc, which is a little unfortunate. I'm hoping Fake Out is enough to kill here. Or do we go for the Bullet Punch? I think we go for the Fake Out, because it's a guaranteed stun. Or not stun, but flinch. I don't think we show them that we have Bullet Punch right away. Here comes the Fake Out with the Pure Power. It was enough to just murder the Glaceon. Okay, if their last Pokemon is the Ice type, Frostlass. It is. So they went Pure Ice. So maybe there was a world where we went Tinkaton and we just murdered the crap out of them. This was not the world we live in. We will Bullet Punch here. We know they outspeed us. But they are part Ghost, which is the issue here. They're bringing back the Snow, which is horrible. We can only hope to get them down to like 50% health in the first shot. Here comes the Bullet Punch. Pure Power, please kick in. 14% health. So unless they OTK us, we win. There goes the Shadow Ball. We are pretty frail. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. That's unfortunate. Alright, GG's Mass. GG's Mass. It could have gone either way there. I really didn't think they would go full on Ice just because we had counters to the Ice types. Or maybe they didn't realize we had the counters. Or maybe they thought that we had the counters. So they would use them thinking that we would play the ones that didn't counter. If that makes any sense. Either way, they got away with running Ice types against a person holding a Tinkaton. We didn't use it, but, you know, it was there. Good luck, have fun. I don't know how to pronounce your name. They have a fire, they have a rock. They have two rocks. But one of those rocks is part steel. Honestly, this feels like a Palafin team. So like Palafin, Mamoswine. And then out of our Megas, I think Gardevoir is the better of them. Moonblast kills Tyranitar. Psychic is neutral against Arcanine. Well, okay, so Close Combat really murders Tyranitar. Moonblast also murders them. Against Fire, we're neutral with both of these. Against Grass Fairy, we're neutral against both of them. Against Dragon, Fighting kills Normal. And then Fighting kills Steel Rock. And then neutral again. Although Fairy does kill Fighting. You know what? We're gonna go Medicham. Just because we have type advantage against a few of them. We also have type advantage Fairy versus Dragon. I don't know. I made my choice. We're gonna have to live with it. See what happens here. Tyranitar will be starting. We have a Palafin. This isn't the worst matchup. We're gonna go straight into Flip Turn here because we need the hero to come out. We deal 55% of their health, which is insane. We lose a bit of health, but hey, it's worth it. Palafin goes back. They're probably gonna set up Stealth Rocks, which is what I'm hoping for. Mammo Swine comes in. We can also set up our Stealth Rocks. No, they go for the Rock Slide. Okay, it didn't do a whole lot of damage. We'll take that. We'll take that. We're going to go for our own Stealth Rocks here. We do outspeed, which means if they go for the Rock Slide again, we will live it and we'll have a turn to use Earthquake against them. Lash Out. They're going for something different. It almost kills us. We're going to go for the Earthquake here. They have no priority as far as I can tell. Accel Rock does exist, but I don't think Tyranitar is able to learn it. That's Quick Attack, but with a Rock-type flavor. Drampa comes out against our Ice-type. Maybe the other Pokemon is worse? Effects of the Weather disappeared, which is good for them. I think we outspeed them, so I feel like going for the Icicle Crash. But Ice Shards is guaranteed damage. I think we go for the... no, is it fast? I don't think it's that fast. Icicle Crash does go first. Nice. Didn't take quite a bit of damage. It nakes them out, which is good for us. Drampa fainted. It wasn't a Mega Drampa or a Mega Tyranitar. Could be a Mega Aggron. Or maybe they're not running any Megas. We have run into what may or may not be bots. I'm not saying this one is. I'm just saying they may or may not exist. So we take out the Aggron. I believe with the performance bonus, we do go up our ranking. Or a tier. One of those two. We go from Pokeball 4 to Pokeball 3. GG's. I don't know how to pronounce your name. There we are. Pokeball tier rank 3. Plus 1 blip. Let's go ahead and continue. We've got a lot of time. So yeah, the game is now out in mobile. So there's a fresh batch of people who don't have a Switch but do love Pokemon and maybe trying this game out. Hello out there if one of you so happens to find my videos. This is a very competitive team. 3 water, which means no bueno Palafin. We do have Thunderbolt on Gardevoir, so I feel like using Gardevoir. Tinkaton doesn't have anything against water types. It was Bulldoze, Stone Edge, and Thief. So I don't think Tinkaton is worth using here. They do have a Greninja, which could be very fast. Same with the Bascule Legion if it's raining. So Musharna switching up the speed isn't that bad. And then Gardevoir to close things out. They're probably going to start with the Hippo down, put up some Stealth Rocks against our Stealth Rocks. Fortunately for us, we are part Ice. Yeah, they're definitely a veteran. Fortunately for us, our Stealth Rocker... oh, they're starting with the Glamora. Okay, I mean, we can Earthquake you to death. They're going to set up Stealth Rocks or, like, Toxic. Do we just go for the Earthquake? I think we just take them out. They're probably going to set up, which means we can just take them out. Oh, no, they're going for the attack. That's crazy. And they're faster than us. That's even worse. This is a fighting Glamora. Usually it's like some weak little, like defensive, hit me with your best shot because I'm just gonna set up. Toxic Debris is gonna be annoying though. I think we go for the Ice Shard. We risk the other Toxic Debris and we just take him out. So now we're gonna be badly poisoned when we come out. We cannot stall. We have to take him out. This is going to be very annoying. We didn't get the Stealth Rocks out, which is the problem here. They're probably going to get Stealth Rocks out with Hippo down. Or they're going to do the Yawn trick. I think we go for the Icicle Crash here. We just take them out. We cannot set up against a team that's setting up because they have better setups than us. 38% health. We know we outspeed them. Did they go for it? They flinch! Finally, something goes our way. That is so lucky. We know we outspeed them, so they're either going to have to switch in here or they're just going to take the L. Okay, so far so good. So far being aggressive is paying off. What is their final Pokemon? I wonder. Also, 2 of their Pokemon is already dead. They cannot switch out anymore, so trying to put up Stealth Rocks here is worthless. Basculegion comes out, which is terrifying. We go for the Earthquake, but we know they outspeed us. There goes the Last Respects. I believe this move actually got nerfed. So that's very unfortunate for us. Sandstorm does hurt them. We die. We could try the Destiny Bond play, honestly. Yeah, because Musharna is just gonna die to the Last Respects anyways. We could try to outspeed. They're probably Choice Scarf though, so the chances of us outspeeding is very slim. Let's go ahead and Destiny Bond. Our hope is that we Mega, outspeed, activate the Destiny Bond. They hit us with the Last Respects, we die and take them out with us. Will that actually happen? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. That sucks. I'm trying to think if any of our Pokemon would help. Like, if we chose differently. And I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think so. Even if we Trick Room here, there would be no point. Liquidation. It's telling us it has Liquidation. Yeah, like, we could Trick Room, but it's not gonna do anything. We're just gonna die to the Last Respects. It also got nerfed, which is the worst part. I mean, we might as well try for it. No. Unfortunate, unfortunate. If any of you are, like, climbing ladder, Basculegion Last Respects is a really good, just a really good Pokemon. You let 2 of your Pokemon die, and then you Choice Scarf Basculegion, making sure that it attacks first. And then with the increased damage, because 2 of your Pokemon already got knocked out, you can just sweep the opponent's team. This is why some people just run normal types. Like, you've seen Kangaskhan sometimes, you've seen Lopunny sometimes. That's because Last Respects doesn't work on them. So they're forced to use something else to hurt them, and then you could come in with something that hurts the Basculegion that might resist, let's say, Wave Crash or something. Bishop, good luck, have fun. GG's to the other guy. This is a bit of a weird team. I don't know what to do with this one. We're definitely starting with Mamoswine. I don't think Palafin is good here because they have a grass type and a water type. We're neutral to ice. They have an electric type that could kill us. And I want to say that Steel is resistant to water. So I don't think it's a Palafin team. I do think that it's a Trick Room team. And maybe we go Medicham? Close combat isn't terrible against a lot of what they have. Problem is that the fairy type could murder us. Maybe Gardevoir then. At least we have Thunderbolt against what is that evolution? Sylveon? And then if it does come down to fairy versus fairy, we can put up Light Screen. They're starting off with the Frostlass. That's probably Mega. We're gonna start off with the Mamoswine. Do we go for the Earthquake? I don't think so. I think we go for the... They're going for the Nightshade. Okay, guaranteed 50 damage. That's about a quarter of our health. Here comes the Stealth Rocks. It's kind of good that they didn't go for an Ice-type move. They're going for Hex. Okay, they're just throwing everything at the wall. That's just to see which one does the most damage, I guess, maybe? I'm not saying bots exist, okay? That is far from what I'm saying. I'm hoping Ice Shard kills here, though. I'm not saying bots exist. I'm just saying there is a very good reason why people think bots exist. This could really be like a 10-year-old kid, like an actual 10-year-old kid who loves Pokemon, who wants to play this game because they can finally play it. Their family cannot afford a Switch, but they do have a tablet, and the kid is finally able to play like Pokemon PvP against people. you know. But the way that they move, like, it's pretty easy for a seasoned player to think like, oh, it's a bot. They're throwing out like easy moves so people can feel good about themselves or something. Like they had 3 Pokemon that could Mega and none of them did, which is another sign of like agility. Okay, sure. Maybe all it knows is electric type moves. I don't know. But GG's. GG's to you regardless, whether you are a bot or an actual human. So we do get 2 blips here. One more win and we get to Pokeball tier rank 2. Even if we lose one, if we lose this next one and then win the one after that, we still get to rank up, which is very nice for us. We want to get into Great Ball as fast as possible so that we have the most amount of time to grind all the way up to Ultra Ball. I really hope we hit Ultra Ball. That is a very interesting team. A lot of these Pokemons are brand new to this meta. Like Dragalge just got its Mega form, so it's brand new. Aromatisse, I don't think... If it was in the previous batch of Pokemon, nobody ever picked it. I know Serperior definitely got put in, and Goldego did too. Goldenego. Good luck, have fun, sweetness. I don't know if the monkey has been here. Mamosine start. Here's the problem, it's Steel Ghost, which means our fighting type cannot touch it. And then because it's a Steel type and a Ghost type, like they resist Psychic and Fairy and can murder our Gardevoir. So maybe this is one where we don't actually use our Megas. Instead, what if we bank on like this? Well, no, because Gardevoir has Thunderbolt. So like it's not like we're incredibly outmatched. We will die though. Like if they proc Make It Rain, we will die. This is definitely a veteran. All those badges say so. Here comes Palafin. I'm hoping they go Stealth Rocks turn 1. We're gonna go for the flip turn here. They're communicating, which is interesting. Last time it did this, well, I mean, this has happened quite a few times, but the one time, like, we were actually worried about it was because of my internet situation, but I don't think it's an internet problem this time around. Because they are a veteran in Pokemon battles, I think they are, like, checking to see what kind of Pokemon they should be using against the Palafin that is obviously switching out. Mamoswine comes out. They're probably looking at their team and like, can we take care of a Palafin? Maybe, maybe not. Head Smash comes out. We take quite a beating there, but we do live. I think we go for the Earthquake. We're guaranteed to outspeed them, and if they had Sturdy or Focus Sash, it's gone. So I think we go for the kill. They are pretty bulky though. We do still kill them, which is nice for us. I don't think this is one where we put up Stealth Rocks again. They're already -1 Pokemon. And we're already dying. Goldego will outspeed us, which is horrible. And we're already dying, so the Steel move is just gonna kill us. Make It Rain. They will lower their special attack, which is good for us. No, they're going for Flash Cannon. They see no reason to Make It Rain because we're already damaged. I see. Or maybe they're not running Make It Rain. Maybe they don't think the decrease in damage is... Or the decrease in... Yeah, because Make It Rain lowers special attack. Maybe they don't think it's worth the drawback. I don't think we go into Gardevoir here. We definitely outspeed them. That's not the problem. The problem is Gardevoir will just die. So here comes Palafin, hero form. Oh, Steel doesn't resist water? I thought it did. For some reason, I thought it did. We can go for the Wave Crash here. I'm hoping we outspeed. We do outspeed. Hardest hitting move. They live at 3%. Come on now. We take Recall. We take Life Orb. That sucks. They take us out. Confuse Ray. Okay. I mean, yes. I could regret this, but sacrificing Gardevoir might not be the worst idea. Because we know we can take out Goldego. But we know we can take out Goldego with Palafin, but we don't know if we can take out Goldego with Gardevoir. No, you know what? Let's go for it. Jet Punch, we're not gonna hit ourselves. And Jet Punch is just gonna kill. Nope. Okay, well, yeah. There goes Make It Rain. They're gonna decrease their special attack. It's Steel type it's water that resists Steel. I have it backwards. I'm just dumb. Although we already knew this. Okay, so they're -2 in special attack. That's good for us. We know we outspeed them. I'm pretty sure we outspeed them. We go for the Thunderbolt. Do we steal what they have? Do we know what they have? I think we take what they have. We go for the Thunderbolt here. Here comes the Mega Form. Mega Gardevoir out to play. I believe we outspeed. Thunderbolt comes out. They take the damage. They go down. We didn't trace their ability, which is a little unfortunate. Dragalge, the former alpha. Ooh, they caught that as an alpha. That's cool. We have no psychic type move. It's usually a special attacker. So do we risk the light screen or do we just go for the damage? It's also usually slow. So maybe we get to attack twice. I'm not exactly sure what the Mega Form does. It's brand new. I haven't done any research on it. It looks fabulous, by the way. It's got like this pseudo menacing aesthetic to it. Like the little antennae on top look like eyeballs, and then it looks a lot bigger than what it actually is, thanks to the wings, which is kind of cool. We just got taken out just like that. Very unfortunate to us. I'm not entirely sure if switching out Palafin would have done anything there. Like like on the one hand, yes, we have an ice type move. We do have quite a bit of attack, and we do have Life Orb. But on the other hand, I completely forgot that we don't have any psychic type attacks on our Psychic Fairy. So that's a little unfortunate. We could have gone for the Destiny Bond though. Although I'm pretty sure, just like how recoil works, because our opponent took us out first and then Destiny Bond triggers afterwards, they would have still won anyways. There is our next opponent. Good luck, have fun to you. GG's to the other guy. Like, Snorlax is probably there because the lower rankings have Bascule Legion. I don't think we go for Trick Room. King Gambit is usually pretty slow. Snorlax is very slow. Abomasnow is pretty slow. I don't think we go for Palafin either. Do we go for Palafin? Maybe we go for Palafin. Maybe we go Palafin, Mamoswine, and then we have more things that die to Medicham than things that die to Gardevoir. Like, Steel Dark just melts against fighting. Normal melts against fighting. Ice type melts against fighting. Dark Dragon. Bug Poison will resist us. And then Halucha will be resisting as well. But that is something that we're willing to chance. Snorlax lead. Okay. I'm not sure what they're planning to do here, but we will flip turn them. It probably has thick fat. Gluttony is still pointless in here because none of the pinch berries are out, not even the healing ones. So I doubt they're running anything with Gluttony. Mamoswine's gonna come out. Let's see what they're gonna do. It's gonna take a while to take out the Snorlax. Ooh, Screech. Really? Okay. So they cannot OTK us since we have the Choice Scarf. I think we go for the Stealth Rocks here. We get out the Stealth Rocks. They do massive damage to us. We live. And then we'll just Earthquake. Facade. Okay. I thought you'd do something else, like Body Slam maybe? The Facade is usually paired with something like a Toxic Orb, which again isn't in the game. 2%! Are you kidding me? Okay, well they take us out. That's unfortunate. I think we go into the Palafin here. We don't show them that we have Metacham. Also, well... No, we definitely go for the Palafin here. Zero to Hero comes out. I don't think we want to show them that we have a fighting type at the back end. Because that will give out what kind of strategy we have. Wave Crash or Jet Punch? I don't think it matters. We'll do the Wave Crash because we don't need to show them that we have priority. That's my thought process anyways. We could have done the Flip Turn to just keep the rest of our moves hidden, but that seems a little worthless. We took more Life Orb damage than we did the recoil, which is kind of funny. Hawlucha comes out. If this is a Mega Hawlucha, I will scream. Ice Punch, I want to say will do more damage than Wave Crash. So we're going to go for the Ice Punch. One hit, one kill. We call you Saitama. Life Orb damage is starting to wear us thin though. Hydreigon comes out. Okay, well they resist our water type attacks. So we're gonna have to hit them with the Ice Punch. One Punch Man? One Punch Man. GG's. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but GG's nonetheless. Definitely not a bot. They had like synergies there with what attacks that they chose. Also, just because they were unfortunate enough to be swept by us doesn't mean that they're a bot either. They could have really been trying their best. We have been swept like that before. So, you know, who are we to say? Maybe there's some people out there thinking that we're bots. Great Ball tier rank 2. Let's continue. I've got like 1 or 2 more in me. I want to try to get to at least the cusp of Ultra Ball. Although, if we win this next one, we'll call it quits. Sum 513? So they're, what, like 450 more than Sum 41? Old... Really not that old, like 1990s band. Very popular when I was growing up. Another one with like... I'm willing to go towards Gardevoir just because 2 dragons. But also... I want to say like Palafin, Mamoswine, Gardevoir? Although considering how fast some of them are, maybe Musharna isn't so bad. I think we go Gardevoir here though. Like we only have Moonblast. So, Moonblast against the 2 dragons is kind of what we're after. They're on a 4-win streak. This guy is just tearing up the lower rankings. Okay, we might lose here. I don't know if we can outspeed a Gengar. We definitely can if we get them out first. Do we sack the Gardevoir? If we sack... No, that's gonna suck. I think we risk it. I honestly think we risk it. We go for the Flip Turn. They outspeed us. This is like... Ooh, we live! Very interesting. They take quite a bit of damage though. Okay. Palafin returns. Out comes the Mamoswine. Now, is it choice or what? Because we could try to go for the Ice Shards for some damage here. I do like that idea, but I don't know if it'll kill. We could double Ice Shards. That is a thing. Ooh, Ice Shards was enough! Paper Thin Gengar. It is just a shadow, and shadows are thinner than paper. We've got Snorlax the Sleepy here. Okay, okay, we've dealt with you before. I don't think we go for the Stealth Rocks. I think it's already too late for that. We just try to deal as much damage as we can. Maybe they're a set just like the last one. Screech with, what was the move that they used? It wasn't Body Slam. I was wondering why it wasn't Body Slam. It was like Facade. So they do heal quite a bit. Iron Head comes out. We take that. We take that. We're gonna lose on the next Iron Head, which is very annoying. They healed more than the 60% that we did last time, so they will probably survive here. 4%, yeah, it's exactly the same amount of number. Second Iron Head comes out. We know we outspeed them. We know we outspeed them with both of our Pokemon. I think Gardevoir comes out. I could be very wrong with Mega Gardevoir's ability. Maybe I'm misremembering here. But either way, we're just gonna hit him with a Moonblast. Trace. Trace was the ability I was thinking of. But our Gardevoir might not have Trace. I could be very wrong. Here comes the Moonblast. Snorlax goes down. We knew that would happen. We showed them that we have Moonblast. We haven't shown them that we don't have a Psychic type attack. Garchomp comes out. Okay. I think we can outspeed this. I'm very curious. What is your ability is Pixelate? Okay. So our Fairy type attacks deal a little bit more. And our normal type attacks become Fairy type. Has it always been Pixelate? For some reason, I keep thinking Gardevoir has Trace. Critical Hit, which sucks. Our Speed Fell, which doesn't matter because they're already faster than us. Here comes the Moonblast. This should OTK. And it does. Unless they had Focus Sash, in which case, we were gonna cry. GG Sum 53513. That was a very good battle. Could have gone either way. Just like that, we're in Pokeball tier rank 1. We are on a 2-game win streak, so maybe we risk it, we do one more, we get that 3-win streak, and then we reach Great Ball tier on our first episode. Or we just lose everything here. Good luck, have fun to you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. That is a very scary team. Okay. I mean, the fact that they have Double Dragon, it could be another Gengar lead though, which is very annoying for us. We definitely go Balafin. We learned that it can tank whatever Gengar throws at it. Maybe we use the same exact team. Balafin into a Mamoswine into a Gardevoir. Would it be better for the Medicham? I don't think so. Yeah, because they have 2 ghost types that we can't hit. And then the bug, I'm pretty sure, resists fighting. Let's go into Gardevoir here. I mean, the bug fire will also resist fairy type attacks. But at least we have Thunderbolt. I believe fire resists steel type, so the bullet punch from Mega Medicham isn't going to do a whole lot. They're still thinking. They've got 20 seconds. Maybe they're trying to piece through what we're going to run. Our best case scenario here is they go Dragonite, Duraludon, Dragapult, and we just sweep with the Pixelate Gardevoir. One can hope. One can always hope. Starmie wouldn't be bad either. We have Thunderbolt on our Gardevoir and Psychic does resist Psychic. Good luck, have fun to you once more. Volcarona, they're starting with the Volcarona. Palafin comes out, which is very good. We're gonna go for the flip turn here. I doubt that they're gonna stay in. Maybe they do. Nope, they're switching out. They're probably gonna go into one of their dragon types. Awesome, perfect. This is actually very good for us. Flip turn is gonna take out Dragonite's multi-scale. So then the Mamoswine that we're about to bring out can just murder Dragonite. Like, even if Dragonite hits us with a Fire Blast, we have the Focus Sash. This is very good for us. This is very good for us. In comes the Icicle Crash. There goes the Dragon Dash. It's a physical one. Usually Mega Dragonites run special just because of how much stats that they get from the Mega form. Down goes the Dragonite. You should have maybe tried to hit me, because now we still have the Focus Sash. And we know they have a Volcarona. So we're gonna... Yep, here comes the Volcarona. They should really hit us. We're gonna go for the Earthquake. It's our best bet. And then maybe an Ice Shards the next turn if we live. They're probably gonna go for a Fiery Dance to try to take us out. Quick Claw activates. I don't know if this will matter. Here comes the Fire Blast. Fire Blast misses! We have never been this lucky before. Volcarona survives with the Focus Sash. No, it's just natural 1 health? Okay, cool. Well, Ice Shards will take care of this. No, it doesn't have Focus Sash. We saw the Quick Claw activation. I am very dumb. As you can tell, I am very dumb. Their last Pokemon is the Gengar. We still have our Focus Sash, so Earthquake is just gonna murder here. And even if Mamoswine does go down, it's a Mega Gengar. Does Mega Gengar have Levitate? If it has Levitate, we're screwed. I want to say it has Levitate. We're probably screwed. Shadow Ball comes out. It will proc our Focus Sash. No, we tank it. Nice. It doesn't have Levitate. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Gengar, like regular Gengar, used to have Levitate for the longest time, but then they took it out. They thought it was too strong. GG's to you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but GG's. And thank you to our opponent, because without them, we wouldn't have achieved Great Ball Tier Rank 4 on first episode. 1,000 VP to us. Yay! We've also got half bleeps, so... And we still got the win streak bonus. So in the next episode, if we win our first game, we're gonna be ranking up. So that's gonna be very exciting. I'll see you then. As always, I've been Free99. You've all been amazing. I'll catch you next time.